Does your sales team spend hours each month manipulating spreadsheets to generate their forecasts? If this sounds familiar, then you should take a look at the forecasting system that's built into Sage CRM. You'll reduce the stress levels of your sales team and save hours of precious time that could be better spent prospecting for new business. So let's dive right in and take a look. A forecast in Sage CRM is based on the sales opportunities that your salespeople enter into the system on an ongoing basis. For example, we're logged in as Brian Little and we're looking at the opportunities that Brian currently has in his sales pipeline. So let's suppose that we're Brian and we need to generate a forecast that'll be submitted to his sales manager. So we'll start by going to My CRM and selecting the Forecast tab. If you don't see it here, you'll need to have your system administrator give you forecasting rights. We'll click New and the forecast entry page opens and we'll select 2008 Quarter 4. Now let's jump down to the My Pipeline panel and here you'll find all of your opportunities that have a projected closing date within the selected quarter. The information displayed here is pulled straight from the opportunities that Brian has entered into the system on an ongoing basis. And you can view the details of any opportunity by clicking the status hyperlink. Also, we should note here that the weighted amount is the forecast amount multiplied by the certainty percent. Now at this point, you would assign a forecast scenario to each opportunity, and as you do so, you can review the effect it has on your overall forecast shown in the summary panel by clicking the refresh button next to the applicable month. So let's run through the forecast scenarios. Commit indicates this opportunity will definitely close, and when we click the refresh button in the summary panel, you can see that its weighted forecast figure will be included in the commit, likely, and best case scenarios. And likely indicates that the opportunity will probably close, and clicking refresh shows that it will be included in the likely and best case scenarios. And best case means the opportunity has a possibility of closing, and again, clicking refresh shows that it will only be included in the best case scenario. And finally, selecting exclude will keep the opportunity off your forecast. So now let's go ahead and make all of our forecast scenario selections. Of course, you would make these selections with much more care and attention than we're doing so in this tutorial. And we're almost finished. And now we'll hit the refresh button for each month to update the summary panel. Now, depending on the rights you've been assigned, you can enter your sales quotas here for comparison with your forecast, and you can also override the forecast figures in the summary panel. And importantly, any opportunities that have a status of 1 will have their forecast value applied to the close column, and the pipeline column reports the total of the weighted forecast figures regardless of their forecast scenario. Note that at any time during this process, you can click Save to retain your updates, and if you'd like to leave and complete your forecast later, just make sure you've clicked Save, then click Continue to exit the forecast. When you're ready to resume, just come back to the Forecast tab and select the applicable forecast hyperlink to continue your updates. Once you're satisfied with your forecast, it's time to submit it to your sales manager by clicking the Save and Submit button. This action also adds this forecast to the History tab for future reference. Now let's log in as Susan May, Brian Little's sales manager, and look at her forecast. We'll go to the Forecast tab, click New, and then select 2008 Quarter 4. As a sales manager, she can see not only her opportunities in forecast, but she can also see the forecasts of her sales team. Once these salespeople save and submit their individual forecasts, their details will appear here. So let's suppose that we're Susan and we need to review our team's forecasts. So we'll click on Brian's name and his forecast screen opens. Here we can see the details of his forecast, and at this point we need to enter our own assessment of his numbers. To keep this moving along, let's type in some figures just for October, and we'll round Brian's forecast down a bit in the commit, likely, and best case fields. And now we'll save our updates and go back to Susan's forecast page. And scrolling to the bottom, you can see that our updates have been added to the My Assessment panel. Let's click the refresh button for October and you can see that our manager's assessment numbers have populated the summary, and now we'll add Susan's opportunity under October by changing the forecast scenario to commit, and we'll refresh October once again. And the result is a forecast that can roll up her entire sales team. To complete this tutorial, let's quickly generate a forecast report by going to Reports, Sales, Forecast Summary, and selecting Quarter 4, 2008, and Brian Little. We'll click the Go button, and there it is. So to recap, Sage CRM makes forecasting easy and can save your sales team hours of precious time that could be better spent prospecting for new business. Give us a call if you need assistance with forecasting or any other feature in Sage CRM. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.